Okay, so for people that are new to some of my content, I've been covering this Mike Miske case out of Oahu, Hawaii. Now, I lived on Oahu for about 14 years in total, so that's why I talk about Hawaii topics for anybody that doesn't know. Now, the other ones I've talked about were things where most of these people were already tried, convicted, and sentenced, or were going to soon be sentenced. So I was just reading information that was already on court documents. In this case, we don't really have names of anyone, although if you ask around, people are already talking about who these people might be. And so for that reason, I'm not going to put out their names or anything because there's no court documents to reference. And no one's ever been charged in this. But basically what had happened in the story that Civil Beat put out is this is a story about James Borling Salas, who wasn't really a major criminal if you look at his criminal history, but apparently he had allegedly given some information to Honolulu police in 2016 about the murder of Jonathan Frazier, which Miske would eventually be charged with when he was indicted, Mike Miske. And he wasn't in jail at the time, Salas, but he ended up going back to jail for a probation violation because he stole a car. And because of that, he went back to OCCC, and he was put in protective custody because he was threatened fairly early in 2019 after being there. And for some reason, he had a disciplinary action that resulted in him getting moved back to general population. And within a month, he had been beaten so severely that he succumbed to his injuries. And what's strange about it is this attack was carried out in an area where the cameras in the prison weren't working, and the guards couldn't have responded had they even wanted to in time to save him. So that alone makes it kind of... Now, maybe I'm naive. I've never been in jail, but you would think the prisoners would know which cameras weren't working. Now, maybe they would know some spots where they could do something like that before guards could come intervene. Having, been there for so long, prisoners probably know some spots where they can carry out these kind of attacks. But, if this lawsuit goes anywhere, we'd probably hear some more names, and, this could potentially be another death that's tied to Mike Miske. Now, he may not have been involved in the planning of it, but given his track record, you would think he did have some knowledge that it was going to be carried out. But until we get some sort of factual documents or court records, we have no way of knowing what actually happened in this instance.